Thank you very much, Dr. Bernard, for the opening remarks. Definitely a great way to kickstart everything that is about to happen. So as we all know, the final round of the JUMPSTARTER Global Pitch Competition is here. And I know that everybody feels the same. We just can't wait. Every year it's so full of adrenaline. But however, before we get started, let me just explain how this final pitch works. Okay, so the process goes like this. So each startup team will be given 8 minutes on stage, 3 minutes for presenting their innovations and their business idea, followed by 5 minutes of Q&A by our panel of judges who will basically interrogate you. I'm just kidding. No, they're super friendly. Okay, so next is that we will have some key judging criteria to ensure that there is a comprehensive evaluation of all of our startup teams. So the criteria goes like this. So everyone, please keep your ears peeled. It is, well, first of all, innovation and industry disruption, market potential, business model, and scalability, traction and further development plan, team background and strength, Hong Kong or Greater Bay Area nexus, including founder background and any GBA plan. And last but not least is the impact on a specific industry or fulfillment of social responsibility. And just before we start, for our judging panels, everyone, let's welcome them with me. I'm very pleased to introduce the following distinguished panel of judges that we have with us today. And these judges are absolutely highly qualified experts in their field, thereby guaranteeing an objective and insightful evaluation. So let's start with lead judges, who are Mr. S.L. Ho from Cathay Pacific Airways. Would you like to wave to everybody and just say hi? Thank you so much for being with us. Miss Annie Ma, Hong Kong Science and Technology Park. Miss Bonnie Wong, UBS. Mr. David Wu from Cyberport. Thank you. And Miss Fiona Lau from Shopline. Welcome, welcome. Mr. Jonathan Wu, Wings Capital Ventures. Thank you so much for being with us. Mr. Jun Woo Chan, Wings Capital Ventures. Miss Peggy Choi from Link. And also Mr. Sam Tang, Hopu Investments. Thank you, thank you. Miss Sharon Yang, KKR Asia Limited. And last but not least, with Mr. Tristan Yu from HSBC Commercial Banking. Awesome. Now, we're also very, very fortunate to have a diverse and esteemed judging panel that we have with us today, with a lineup of industry leaders positioned in close proximity to the stage. Now, everyone, let's join me in welcoming them, all of our judges, who's going to put a lot of brain cells to work every time. I just want to give a big round of applause again. It's super hard work. Thank you so much. Very grateful for all of your time, your dedication, and your invaluable insights that will shape our ecosystem of startups. Thank you so much. All right, without further ado, here's all the excitement. We're about to get started. Are we ready? Yeah, okay, let's try that again. Are we ready?
Yes.
Yes, let's do it. Let's do it. Very exciting. Okay, now with all the protocols ready, it looks like the next team is ready. Okay, so this is the team 1 with our esteemed judging panel ready as well. All the anticipation in the air, so let the competition begin. First, I would like to introduce to you Vermillion Lifestyle, an e-commerce startup. So everyone, let's put our hands together for them. The representative getting ready on stage. Your time counter is right here. And ready when you are. You have 3 minutes. Jumpstart your dreams now.
Hi, everyone. My name is Kritzia. I'm the founder of Vermillion Lifestyle. Basically, we are a B2B e-commerce platform that showcases Asian luxury lifestyle brands for the world. I used to work in banking and McKinsey in China, LVMH, Marriott, and McDonald's. We have a very highly qualified team in the same space, and we do have a board that is very qualified in terms of retail, hospitality, real estate, and F&B that really adds value to our team. So what is Vermillion? We're really a one-stop global online destination for premium to luxury lifestyle brands from across Asia. We're zero inventory, and we work with about 260 brands from 12 different source markets, and we provide them with shared resources. So anything from cross-border logistics, marketing, sales, anything that they basically need to scale up and accelerate, we provide. So what are the pain points in the industry today? So of course, on the side, we have access to top-tier clients, bridging language differences, anything from Japanese, Korean, Chinese, and of course, also technical differences in payment portals, for example, Tencent, Alibaba, Line Shop, but also on the client side as well. There's lack of a one-stop online destination for sourcing Asian brands. There's also issues with commercial trust and quality control, but also lead time and financial cost in sourcing. And so Vermillion seeks to solve this by providing a seamless user experience, basically connecting the IP owner with clients from interior design, real estate, hospitality, offices, co-working, retail, and we basically provide the entire B2B sourcing journey, digitized and seamless for them to use anytime. So for us, we're really in a space that's very white at the moment. We have a B2B focus. We're premium to luxury, and we're very much in line with a lot of macro policies these days in the Greater Bay Area. Of course, from our brands, we also have a lot of award winners, women-owned, sustainability focused, social enterprise. So there's a lot to talk about. And of course, in the media, we're quite high profile. We have worked with a lot of Fortune 500 brands, but also top-tier Asian clients. This year, we won the Design and Anthology Awards, Hong Kong Design Association, and also Gentee List. So our all-women team is definitely all rock stars. For us, we actually hope to expand in the US. We want to scale up really fast. Hong Kong and Singapore are too small for us. Of course, we want to go through department stores, e-commerce players, start with the East Coast and West Coast, have some points of sale. And how we differentiate is really a unique assortment from Asia, which is quite different in terms of aesthetic. But also, we do educational storytelling to make sure we increase the willingness to pay and the value perception for Asian brands. So for us, for the tech side, we're actually really hoping to build a big data lake and start doing predictive AI to look at trends in terms of export sales and also create smart proposals. And finally, our user funds, blended take rate is very high. Our repurchase rate is 40%, B2B sales 70%, B2B versus
Time's
B2C
up.
AOVs.
Please wrap up in one sentence.
Okay, so B2B over B2C, support Asian brands. That's really the way to scale. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And judges, please, you can ask your questions. We have 5 minutes for that. Thank you so much.
Questions are welcome.
Hello, this is Binnie Wong from UBS. One question here is that how do you think you differentiate from the existing platform? There's a lot of similar platform nowadays. How do you differentiate in terms of customer acquisition and brand selection? Thank you.
Actually, there's very few B2B e-commerce players out there. I think the biggest player is probably Faire in the US. But we're definitely much more high-end, very premium. The way that we source brands is very different. We actually are very insider. So a lot of the brands don't exist on, like, say, Taobao or Pinduoduo. These are much more high-end professional serving. So we go through interior designers, architects, referral. So whatever they use, they ask us to onboard. We onboard those. So they've been vetted already. So that's from the sourcing side. In terms of the client side, we're actually quite different because B2B is also slightly more sophisticated than B2C. B2C, you can basically get some KOLs and you can market, and then you can easily get like small consumers. But for us, for example, our orders can be like 3,000 units of each item, or we take containers. So the scale up for us is much bigger, and our average order value, of course, is much bigger, more of which we can share in private. But basically, it's much more about acceleration and scale up.
Hi, it's Fiona. I have a quick question on the traction. So you guys mentioned you started in 2022. So how is the traction so far in terms of numbers? Thank you.
Yeah, we're doing really great. I think in terms of some of our numbers, we probably can share a little bit more behind closed doors, but these are our client book. Our purchase rate is probably about 40%. So a lot of our clients are on their 5th and 6th, 7th transactions with us already, just to give you an idea. Some of our clients, like the average order value can go up to $300,000 US per transaction, depending on what it is. And, you know, basically, a lot of these actually are repeat clients here. So I'm happy to share more, maybe a little bit more behind the scenes.
Hi, Kelvin Chen here from 500 Global. Can you tell me a bit more about the luxury market in Asia and the total addressable market? And to reach a unicorn status, how much do you actually need of this market to achieve that goal?
So for us, I would say the luxury market is a little different in Asia versus outside. So when we're sourcing what we call luxury products, it's actually probably considered premium products outside, so it's still actually quite affordable. So in terms of when we go outside, so say we work with Sonder or other kind of large REITs that own a lot of real estate service portfolios out in the US, they actually look to us like a kind of Wayfair, but like more on a large scale kind of sourcing model. So they come to us for the expertise. So I would say, for example, just to give you a sense of the transactions, we're looking at a big portfolio of a few different buildings. All the different real estate units are looking for similar kinds of doormats or dinnerware or lamps or tableware and things like that. So actually, they buy everything, 3,000 units of each, and they put it in the warehouse, and they deploy it across the real estate portfolio. So in terms of waiting for transactions for B2C, I think this is quite different. Also, the return rate is also very, very low. In B2C, it's probably at 40% return rate. For us, it's like less than 1%. So sales will realize, and they stay.
Hey, Chris. Hey, Peggy here.
Hi.
Hey. Curious to understand why you kind of picked this space to start, just given your range of experiences, personally speaking, and your team. So why this space, and also where do you see the company will be in 3 years' time, 3 to 5 years, let's say?
Sure. So actually, there is a professional story and a personal story. So in terms of my background, I worked at Louis Vuitton Moet Hennessy Group before, so as a DFS group, working e-commerce and marketing. Then I worked at Marriott as chief of staff of Marriott Asia Pacific. So we're looking at a lot of like new builds, greenfield, brownfield, out in China, rest of Asia, a lot of resorts, a lot of big hotels. Everything is like, 300 rooms, up to airport hotels, 1,000 rooms. So then you actually have to like get a huge amount of volume of, say, even like stationery, trash cans, bedding, pajamas, towel robes. These are all things that you're sourcing at like thousands and thousands, and repeat rate with very high wear and tear, because there's 1,000 bottoms like sitting on a seat. There's like thousands of people using things and like taking them away. And so the replacement rate is really high. So that's from my professional side. From my own personal side, I was actually looking for something that's a bit more kind of Asian sourcing, because
Time's up. Please wrap up in one sentence.
Yeah. Supporting Asian brands, bringing them to the world, surprise and delight the global customer, and help the pie grow. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Not easy being the first team. And Vermillion Lifestyle, you did a great job. Thank you.